Well, good afternoon or good evening or whenever you're watching this. So this is Bolingey, for those who don't know, and this is Peg 18 for those who don't know. So I've drawn an absolute rocket ship. Basically, the wind, there's not very much wind, but the little bit of wind that there has been, hey up, just hit my camera. A little bit of wind that there has been blowing into my corner. So obviously, that's very advantageous. And the next peg to me as well is peg 15, so I got quite a lot of room. There's only 9 of us, so it's only a sweep, so this is no um, great important match. But hey, it's fishing, so I'm happy to be out on the bank, to be honest with you, and it's not raining, so happy days.
Yeah, I think the only thing he's got a restriction on is what do you call it, maggots for
So
carp.
the beauty of down the edge on this peg, unlike some of the other pegs, it's actually quite shallow. So where I drew on Friday, I drew peg 10. God, you wouldn't want to fall in there. It's probably, without exaggerating, no, it's probably more like 4 foot down the edge. So yeah, don't be falling in there. Which I think this time of year at the moment, them fish definitely don't want to be in that sort of depth of water. So
All right, mate.
I'm lucky. I've probably got maybe 18 inches down the edge to my left, and there's a lot of activity from the other lake. They're like brushing and knocking into the netting, and maybe I don't know, I'm no expert, but what you call it, I don't know if they're laying eggs or anything, and maybe that's attracting more fish to come in my edge, if that makes sense. So I've I'm just fishing maggots. The most simplest match ever for me. Literally just started on pace short, bin that off after probably about 5 minutes. I've gone straight down the edge and been lucky I've had 3. And all I've done is just toss potted, probably 75% maggots, 25% fishery micros. And the beauty of the fishery micros is they do need a bit of TLC, but for fishing down the edge, you can like over wet them and they become very heavy. So that's advantageous, definitely. Rig wise, just fishing light to my left, as in rig wise, as in a 0.15, excuse me, gram float, 018 line straight through to a size 40. I'm literally just fishing 5 or 6 maggots, really simple. So I had a quick 3 fish down the edge, and I've gone long. I haven't primed it or anything. Again, just a toss pot. And then I had to fish a heavier rig. I did start off on a 0.3 gram float, which wasn't right, which I had a feeling it would be right, as in it's too light. 018 main line to an 018 hook length. To be honest, it would have been better like fishing 020 main line to an 018 hook length, to be honest. You've got to fish an hook length because look at it, the far bank, there's a tree to my left, which you can't see very well on this camera angle. There's more like sort of roots and obviously quite a few brambles and stuff. So unfortunately, you may encounter some casualties. So the last thing you want to do is fish 018 straight through. You can't do it. So got a hook length for a bit of security. And to be honest with you, just a bit of lack of preparation. I just didn't feel that I would need to fish quite so heavy, to be honest. Um, so yeah, definitely a little bit of a mistake. So I believe this is the only peg you can reach a far bank with a pole, because there is a 16-meter pole limit here. So no me fishing 19 meters. So yeah, so 16-meter pole limit. I believe this is the only peg you can reach the far bank with. Obviously, there's some pegs I believe you can swing, as in swing like long line into it. But obviously, this is quite advantageous to fish quite a relatively short line. Remember, the rule is 10-inch lash. Um, and obviously, I can fish, pupping in bait right on top of my floats. It's all a little bit tidier rather than long line in it. Then you're going to have to obviously loose feed bait, which is going to be pellets. Just caught an eel. There's quite a few eels caught, to be honest. I think I had five. My mate Derek has actually had probably a good 2.5, maybe even 3 pounder down the edge on corn. Um, so yeah, the eels definitely woke up and feeding. So yeah, there was quite a few caught. I think most anglers have one, to be honest with you. So to be honest with you, I had a real nice, simple match. I wish I could say there's something that I've done really, really technical. I haven't. I've just fed 2.5 pints of maggots, and probably maybe a pint of micros. So I haven't fed very much bait. Just literally just toss potted to every fish. So definitely don't want to be filling it in or anything. There's all the weight. So I had 220 off peg 18. Second was Martin on peg 6 with 147. And um, Steve Potter on peg 19 next to me had £115, which I used to fish with him at Alders Farm many years ago.